2023. Could everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and traditional moment of silence? I pledge allegiance
To the flag, of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Okay, you be seated. Roll call.
Councilwoman Cohen. Present. Councilman Moustakis.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Janjua. Present. Mayor Stegler.
Present. Public announcement.
In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Township Council was provided on February 10th, 2023. Advance written notice this meeting was posted on the bulletin board and copies were sent to the Burlington County Times, the Mount Laurel Sun, and the Carrier.
Approval of bill list. Do I have a motion to approve the list?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second. Councilwoman Cohen.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Janjua. Aye. Councilman Moustakis.
Aye.
Mayor Stegler.
Approval of minutes. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second. Councilman Moustakis.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Janjua. Aye. Councilwoman Cohen.
Aye.
Mayor Stegler.
First to start the meeting up, we have a presentation from Jacob's Chapel. Like to come on up.
It's all just me in the park. I love that. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here amongst you today, and I came for one reason and one reason only, and that is to give this township its kudos. Amen. And so we're here to represent Jacob's Chapel AME Church, but also we're here to give you guys a certificate of appreciation for all that you have done over the years. I can say for Jacob's Chapel and for myself. And one of the things that I just want to announce to you is, and we had some people at our church write this up for us and put it out. So here, I want to read that to you. Mount Laurel Township, Jacob's Chapel AME Church presents this certificate of appreciation to Mount Laurel Township for providing opportunities to tell the history of the Colemantown community. Colemantown was located in what is now known as Mount Laurel Township. It was a vibrant community established by free African-American people and those seeking freedom from the bondage of slavery. Its history has grounds on designed as historical site by the state of New Jersey and also listed on the National Register of Historical Places. Jacob's Chapel thanks the leadership of Mount Laurel Township for continuing to provide Jacob's Chapel AME Church opportunity to continue to share the legacy of this community and historical treasure. And this is from Jacob's Chapel, Terrell Person, and we're just glad that you do all that you do, and you do more than enough for Jacob's Chapel. You've been gracious to us.
Thank you.
Not only do you do that, let me just give you 2 more minutes.
Sure.
You got it.
You got it. You got all day.
You got it.
You say nice things. You got all night.
Let's say nice things because you have some people that do nice things, and one of the ladies in here is Meredith. This woman goes beyond.
Yeah.
Ms. Cohen, she's been there for us all the time. She's helped us get funding and different things and taken my wife by the hand and showed her, because we do other things. We have the in-school mentor program, which has been going on for almost, well, my boys are 40. I mean, one's 50 and one's 40 some. And I just left him just a little bit ago. And we were going into schools years ago. We still go into the schools and we get support from your organization here. So that's why I'm here to give kudos. You've given us little stipends to do things, to go places and to get things happening. We get no funding from nowhere else, but we send about 20 to 30 people in before COVID to go in schools and spend 1 hour a week with a child. And our program is called Project Time. And that stands for TIME, Teach, Inform, and Mentor and Empower. And that's what we're about doing. And so you've given us the wherewithal to do some of that. And we thank you. We appreciate all you do. Keep on doing what you do because it makes this community a better place. God bless you and may He continue to keep you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
Reverend person, thank you for everything.
Reverend, thank you.
Come on, take it down. You gotta come and get this picture.
Oh, yeah.
I can't leave you out.
That's,
So we're gonna take the picture. Oh, right up front. I come on, like you. Oh, who do I get this to? The mayor? The mayor. The mayor. Come on, Mr. Mayor.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So sweet.
That's what really comes to mind.
Thanks.
Thanks.
I hand this on to you. This is town hall.
Yes. Perfect.
Jacob's Chapel is a real gem in South Jersey. It's a gem in Burlington County and in Mount Laurel especially. So thank you so much for this. And we do it because you build a sense of community in our town. When we see somebody building a sense of community and a group building a sense of community, we want to foster that. We want to encourage it. I know Councilwoman Cohen it's near and dear to our heart, and everybody up here as well. So thank you for everything that you do, and thank you sincerely.
Mr. Mayor, but also I just want to say one thing. We're back on track. COVID has took us out for a while, but for those who don't know, and you get the word out, we're still doing the Underground Railroad tours for the schools. And so I got several schools that just called me this last week, and they want to sign up for the Underground Railroad tour. So
Great.
that's one of the things we come up with communities.
That's awesome.
That's great.
And thank you so much. Let's give it up for Jacob Chuck. Thank you. All right, resolution 23-R-182.
Proclamation expressing accommodation to Brendan A. Green and Levi Shaman for their outstanding service in the community.
Reading this into the record is going to be Deputy Mayor Fozia Janjua.
Whereas Brandon A. Green and Levi Shaman are members of Mount Laurel Boy Scout Troop 15. Last spring and summer, they started spending more time at Laurel Acres Park, which is where they met Harold, a frequenter of the park. Harold uses sign language to communicate, which Brandon and Levi became interested in, even learning a few signs for him. Whereas Brandon and Levi noticed one day that Harold was no longer riding his bike around the park like usual. They found out that Harold got into an accident where a car hit and totaled his bike and he could not afford a new one. And whereas Brandon and Levi decided to take matters into their own hands and start a GoFundMe page to raise money for a new bike for Harold. Whereas the GoFundMe page took a life of its own and was shared all over social media, with many members of the community donating and sharing their own positive personal experiences with Harold. Enough money was raised to provide Harold with a new bike along with additional equipment for it. With the help of their scout leader, Jeff Shaman, the boys picked out a bike that would best meet Harold's needs and presented it to him. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the mayor, township council, and township manager of the township of Mount Laurel, county of Burlington, state of New Jersey, hereby commend Brendan A. Green and Levi Shaman on their outstanding service to the community.
Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion, please, Mr. Mayor.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Councilwoman Cohen,
Aye.
Councilman Mustakis,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Janjuvis,
Aye.
Mayor Stager.
Aye. We have proclamations for Brandon and Levi. If you want to come up and join us. We also have a little gift for you as well. Something. All right.
Okay, where Levi? This is for you. Brandon for you.
Levi, Brendan, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate what you do for our community. And thank you for having Harold's back. I always love when people have his back. I love that.
Love this.
Mind taking a picture with us? Cool. You guys get in the middle, you guys are the stars. I know you go. All right.
Can we get the Dr. Shaman? No,
Yeah, the family.
The family's up here.
Family, come on in.
This is the scout leader. Get the parents. This kid can come up too.
My daughter to work tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know I'm completely biased whenever I talk about how much I love Mount Laurel and how much I think it's frankly the best town in South Jersey. But Brendan, Levi, Jacob Chapel, this is the reason why I'm really braggadocious about Mount Laurel being such a wonderful place. And I cannot thank you both enough, and your families, for raising two good young men that need, we need good people in this world now more than ever. And it's very clear that you guys are those people. So thank you so much. God bless you guys. Appreciate you. Now, you are free to stay for the remainder of the meeting. I also recognize it's probably not the most exciting of things to do on a Monday night, but you're free to leave at any time. If you like.
And they have school.
They're free to go, yeah. Same with Jacob Chapel, you're more than welcome to stay, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right, for the next line items, we're going to do this as a consent agenda. 23-R-183 through 23-R-192.
183, proclaiming the month of October for Awareness Month. 184, setting Michigan night treating hours. Trick or treating will be 3 to 9. 185 is a vegetation. 186 is a cooperative agreement required by our auditors. 187 is an agreement with Green Acres, so we can apply to get some reimbursement for open space properties. 188 is a difference card to be offered to township employees so that they can save money on health insurance. 189 is us authorizing equipment to go to the Camden County Prosecutor's Office, where one of our officers will be starting his career. 190 is a person-to-person transfer liquor license for hotel motel. 191 is a resolution of agreement to purchase some land. And 192 is the required, we've revised our employee handbook. The JIF requires this to happen every couple of years.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion, Mr. Mayor.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Moustakas?
Aye.
Councilwoman Cohen?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Janjua? Mayor Stegler?
Aye. Ordinance for first reading, ordinance 2023-14.
An ordinance amending the Route 38 Arc Road and Foster Road redevelopment plan.
Do I have a motion to approve this for first reading?
I'll make the motion.
For publication.
For publication date October 9th, 2023, public hearing date November 13th, 2023.
And Nick, just for the record, that it might be a public hearing in December. I just have to check with planning board to see if they can definitely get it on the agenda. Otherwise, most
Great.
likely it will be December.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Then second.
Councilman Moustakas,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Janjua.
Aye.
Councilwoman Cohen.
Aye.
Mayor Stegler.
Ordinance for second reading, public hearing, ordinance 2023-10.
An ordinance amending the code of the Township of Mount Laurel, chapters 121, registration of rental properties, 124, site plan review, 138, subdivision of land, and 154, zoning to modernize the code and streamline review processes.
Does anybody from the public like to come up and speak about this ordinance and this ordinance alone? You can come up to the microphone. Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve ordinance 2023-10?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2023-10.
I'll second it.
Deputy Mayor Janjua.
Aye.
Councilman Moustakas.
Aye.
Councilwoman Cohen.
Aye.
Mayor Stegler.
Aye. Public participation. At this time, anybody from the public can come up to the microphone, state your name and your address, and then you're free to talk.
My name is Robert Fall III. I live at 148 Glenbrook Drive in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, Countryside Farms neighborhood. I basically came here this morning. There was an incident in my neighborhood. There is Countryside School Elementary, pre-K through fourth grade. This is the second month that school has been in session. First month, September, my daughter and I crossing to get into the school area, almost got hit by a driver. Today, my pregnant wife, 2-year-old daughter, 5-year-old daughter, and I walking the 5-year-old to school. Some lady just came, veered, didn't pay attention to any stop line. There's no stop sign at the corner that's right across from my house. But she got all ticked off when I like threw my hands up, was like, hey, did you even look? So basically I came here with concern. The concern is that there are stop lines in my neighborhood, but there's not a bunch of stop signs. So I was wondering if there was any maybe engineering traffic control person that could go out there, maybe look at the neighborhood and see if it needs updating. There are, I would say, a lot of younger families starting to move into that neighborhood.
Yeah.
I just snagged a house last year. So we've only been there a year. And this is the second time it's happened. I did grow up in that neighborhood, so I am well aware that there are a lot more older families still in there, but it's starting to turn. So there are a lot of children that are walking the streets, especially I think in first grade, they're allowed to walk into the school by themselves. I think it's first grade, it might be second grade. But there's only one crossing guard, and like I said, there's not a lot of stop signs. So if we could possibly get someone to maybe take a look at the neighborhood, see if there's any kind of traffic controls we can get out there, maybe even some just like silly little signage out in the roads where there should be stops that have like the headline say school. I drove by through Ramblewood on my way here, and I noticed that there was a few updated signs there. There's none in Countryside.
Okay.
You had us at hello. Meredith will take all your information.
Yeah, for sure.
If you just give me your name and number.
Yeah.
The traffic department and the police department will review it.
I
They'll
did have
call
a
you.
police officer come out. I do have the information for the report.
Okay,
Just put it in today,
yeah.
so I'll be able to get that
And
in a week.
And Jerry Masha will actually call you too. He's our public works. They
Okay.
did all of that in Ramblewood, so we can, we'll make
Okay,
it perfect. So if you just give me a call, we'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
I mean, if you give me your name, we'll call you and keep you updated through the process.
Perfect.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
And welcome back, by the way.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public participation portion. And go to comments by council. Meredith,
No comments?
George? Don't say what I think you're about to.
Mr. Mayor, we've been talking about great people from Mount Laurel, so how could we leave out the Ohio State quarterback?
He played very well against Notre Dame. I wasn't rooting against him, but I will tell you that I was upset that Notre Dame did not win. But I am, if they were to lose,
I would have.
I'm glad that a Mount Laurel resident benefited somehow.
Yes, exactly.
But I was still very upset over a couple of pints of Guinness, so.
All right.
Thanks, George.
Thanks.
You want me to sit down?
Councilman Mustakis?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just want to thank everybody for coming out. Jacob's Chapel, I know they're gone, but I just want to thank them and how moving, because we all come and we do this job and sometimes it's not always positive, and to hear this really is moving. So I want to thank them for doing this. And I also want to bring up the food truck festival that we had yesterday. What an amazing event. I know we loved it. My daughters are here today. They loved it. So I just love that this town is doing so many wonderful things for our community and our residents. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Cohen?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Again, thank you for the comments, and Mrs. Zadovsky was in here earlier. I don't know if she's the principal at Countryside. She's my daughter's third grade teacher, so every time I see her, she asks me how Rebecca's doing. I say she's 32, and she goes, "Oh." Really ages all of us.
Yeah, she actually called my wife as well.
Yes, oh, okay,
I myself went to Countryside, my brothers and my sister and my wife went.
great school, great neighborhood.
We're very glad to be back in Mount Laurel.
Yeah, we really liked having our kids in that school. Congratulations to our chief, Judy Lynn Chavon, on being recognized by the Burlington County Women's Advisory Council on your achievements in law. And thank you very much for, for everything you're doing. Congratulations. I know they're not here, to Levi and Brendan for their very kind act of replacing Harold's bicycle, but I think Harold was lost without that. And it was again, as our mayor said, that we need it more than ever. We need kind acts more than ever. We have an election coming up. Vote by mail ballots have already gone out to a number of people. I received mine. Many people died for our right to vote, and I really encourage everyone to take the opportunity to vote. In New Jersey, we have so many ways now to vote: by mail, in person, early. There is no reason or excuse to skip one of our most fundamental rights. And that brings me to Veterans Day, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. My thanks always to our veterans for everything they did, and for so many who sacrificed everything for us. My thanks to Meredith and staff, our first responders, for a wonderful day yesterday. Perfect weather, because Meredith has a line to the weather gods. We had a week of rain. Everything's underwater, but we had, a wonderful time. It was beautiful and sunny and a perfect day. And so many people were so happy out there for that event. And I coordinate the volunteers for the Mount Laurel Library book sale. And we have a book sale coming up in a couple of weeks. That would be October 25th through the 28th. I'm also looking forward to the grand opening of our new basketball court at the Laurel Acres, which we've never had before. Jason Thompson, a resident of Mount Laurel, who grew up in Mount Laurel and played NBA basketball. And he very generously donated a lot of money to put in that basketball court. And I am extremely appreciative of that. And happy Halloween. I know it doesn't seem like it's coming very soon, but it is here. The leaves are coming down, and Halloween will be upon us very soon. So I wish everyone here a great rest of your evening.
Thanks, Councilwoman. Deputy Mayor?
She's got everything covered, but
A few.
I wanted to congratulate our chief too, and Brandon and Levi, on everything that they did for Harold. It's always uplifting to see kids be empathetic towards people in the community, because the kids are our future. So when we see that, it's very heartwarming. To thank everybody that came out to the food truck festival. It was a very successful event. I want to thank our first responders and Meredith and the Public Works Department for putting it on. There's nothing better than seeing our community come together for events and spend time with each other and get to know each other. So thank you to you all, and happy Halloween and happy Veterans Day.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody covered a lot. Jacob's Chapel, once again, thank you so much for being here. I don't know if anybody else is still here from them. Brendan, Levi, incredible kids, really make me proud. Robert, welcome back. Thanks for being here. You came to the right place. If you need anything from us, feel free to reach out, but we'll get the ball rolling for that as well. Chief, congrats. We have a October 18th community meeting regarding the redevelopment happening at the Rancocas Woods. So we're going to be, our engineers going to be out there helping, discuss what's going on out there and stuff. So that's coming up, which is pretty great. Food Truck Festival, a kernel of an idea we had a few years ago, and Meredith takes it and runs all the way with it. And I can't thank her enough. That is the best event every year. You guys do an unbelievable job. Your staff is really great. I tried to buy beer from the cops and stuff. They were very good. They said they didn't want to. But all the food was great. I mean, it's just a perfect day as always. And you run a tight ship. And I cannot thank you enough, your staff. I cannot thank the police enough, and the first responders and everybody, and my colleagues for being there and meeting everybody and just, really enjoying the community. So I really do appreciate that. With that, I'm going to make a motion to close.
I'll second it.
All right, but yeah. You'll be the first?
You can make it.
Okay.
Make it.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Have a good night, everybody. Thank you. The first time ever, Kareem.
No, that's it. That's why we needed you. You can do this.
This is like the Cal Ripken, this is Cal Ripken streak, it broke.
So impressive.
It's really 5 years. It's really.